Give me what you like, never think about it twice. Coming with the real facts, and that's for real. Along with special guests, you know the deal. Label as the podcast, I stand on it. I'm all about my grind, cause my grind I be on it. That's what it's all about. When you're trying to be successful, you know what I'm saying? The Solo Show, yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Back in the building. That's right. Episode number 8, The Solo Show, with yours truly, the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast Unc. Back at it again. I hope everybody's been having a great week. And before I go on, I would definitely like to give a shout out to 216 The Blend, Cleveland, Ohio, for letting me be a part of their platforms, starting on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, that'll be 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, man, definitely got to give myself a round of applause for that accomplishment. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, we're fixing to go into the top stories. Just came in today. Big shooting out in Sacramento, California, involving 16 people. Was actually shot in the downtown area early Sunday morning. 6 of those people died as the result from the shooting. Sacramento police said that several streets in the downtown area, just blocks away from the state capitol building, and of course the Golden One Center where the NBA Sacramento Kings teams play, were closed as officers responded to the gun violence. Now, conditions of the other victims that were shot are not immediately known, but they were taken to area hospitals. Now, in a statement, Police Chief Kathy Lester said the shooting took place near the corner of 10th and K Street in a popular nightlife area. Lester said police were in the area and the heard gunshots. Lester also asked for the public's help in identifying the suspect or suspects involved in the shooting. Also said no one was in custody at the present time. So they got an active shooter or shooters still at large. So nobody has been charged with the shooting yet. They're still looking for him. So sad situation. Man, 6 people passed away of the result from that. So thoughts and prayers also with those families. All right, this past week, President Biden, we've been on edge with gas prices and all because, the gas prices have been going through the roof. He actually announced a plan on this past Thursday to release roughly 1 million barrels of oil per day from the nation's strategic petroleum reserve over the next 6 months to reduce energy and gas prices. Now, Biden goes on to tell Americans that there is no firm answer as to when the gas prices will go down, but predicted they will go down fairly quickly. He also blames 2 roots, and those 2 roots are for high energy costs, one being Russian President Vladimir Putin's ongoing invasion of Ukraine, of course, and one being the lingering effects of COVID-19. Now, he also added that Americans could pay anything from 10 cents to 35 cents a gallon less at the pump, setting up the national average would fall below $4. So President Biden goes on to speak directly to oil company execs. He told them enough of lavishing excessive profits and passing on costs of oil to consumers, adding that they have everything they need and nothing standing in their way to boost production. He continues by saying no company should take advantage of a pandemic or Vladimir Putin at the expense of American families. Production and innovation, that's what they say do. Invest in your customers. This is the patriotic thing, but it's good for your business as well. Now, overnight, crude oil prices were down roughly 5% in reaction to Biden's expected announcement, which means that the price at the pump could dip in the coming days. Now, the current national average for a gallon of gas is $4.23, according to AAA, $1.35 higher than this time last year. So, we've been this gas price has been ridiculous. I don't go a lot of places now because of gas prices, but we're going to pay for that gas because we got to have it. Hopefully real soon that these gas prices do go down so we can get some relief because it's much well needed, man. I've seen where truck drivers have actually parked their trucks to go work for other companies because of the high fuel prices. And I also noticed that with orders and packaging and all, because I ordered a package a couple days ago, maybe over a week ago, and still hadn't received it. And that's because of lack of truckers out here driving and delivering goods. So hopefully it will get better real soon. All right, we're going to move over to entertainment news this week. Actor Bruce Willis stepping down from his acting career duties after being diagnosed with aphasia. His family announced it this past Wednesday. So, yeah, we want to know what aphasia is. And I did my research on it because I wanted to know myself. And from what I got, it's a communication disorder that affects someone's ability to speak or understand speech. It also impacts how they understand written words and their ability to read and to write. Now, in most cases, aphasia results from a stroke or hemorrhage in the brain. It can also be caused by damage to the brain from an impact such as a car accident. Also, brain tumors can also result in aphasia. Now, aphasia can occur at any age. It is usually people over 65. So Bruce Willis is actually 67. So I don't know how far along it advanced on him, but he's 67 years old. So simply because they have a higher risk of stroke, people over age 65. So, but young people and even babies can develop the condition. Now it goes on to say the encouraging thing about aphasia is that it's treatable in the non-progressive form. Consistent therapy will result in recovery of speech and understanding. One-on-one repetition exercises can help those with the condition regain speech, but the long road is a long road to recovery, and it depends on the extent of brain damage. So yeah, aphasia. This is actually my first time ever hearing of aphasia, it was quite interesting because I wanted to, really find out a little bit more, go in depth with it, and it's a whole lot of different forms of it. So man. I still watch Bruce Willis, all his movies, especially the Die Hard movies. Actually, I was watching Die Hard the other night, and I definitely hope and pray that Bruce Willis get back to the road to recovery. Hate to hear something like that. So, in other entertainment news, this past Thursday, of course, marks the 3-year anniversary of Nipsey Hussle's death. It was said that Nipsey was shot 10 times in the parking lot of his Marathon clothing store in South Central Los Angeles back in 2019. Of course, the police identified Eric Holder as the suspect. Investigators believe Holder was possibly motivated by a personal matter. I can remember that day, plain as day. I was actually on a Sunday. I think it was on a Sunday. And I was actually just laying in bed watching TV, and I had my phone there, and saw this go across my phone on the news app, and it really messed me up because I'm thinking it might have been a hoax. But in the months prior to that, I actually started really listening to Nipsey. I was looking at all the things, checking him out about all the things he was doing for the community and doing a lot of stuff to help make his communities better, and he will help people. And I really had started getting into him. I started listening to his music. I actually started listening to the Victory Lap album. And for that to happen, man, it really blew me away. I hate that happened, man. We all hate that happened. It really shocked the world because this man was well known for what he does, for not only just rap music, but for what he's been doing for his communities also. So, yeah, man, 3 years has gone by. Time flies, man. Nipsey was 33 years old when he passed away. So continue thoughts and prayers with his family. All right, we're going into sports. This past week, also, Bruce Arians, Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach. It was said that he's supposed to have retired, but actually he shifted over to front office role. Now, it turns out that he will be a senior consultant for the organization. So that leaves Coach Todd Bowles, which was my one-time Jets coach, will be taking over as head coach for the Bucs. So, Bruce Arians is still with the organization. So, as you can remember, I think it was last year the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. So Bruce Arians got that Super Bowl on his belt. Now he's taking over another role with the organization. All right, NFL great T.O. That's right, Terrell Owens coming out of retirement, but not to the NFL. Now the 48-year-old who ended his career back in 2010 is still in great shape, which we know because he looked like something out of a comic book. He wants to show he can still play at a high level. Now, according to a source, it said that he will make an official announcement in the coming days. That's right. T.O. is going to the Fan Control Football League. For those of you that don't know what Fan Control Football is, it's actually a professional indoor football league that was created back in 2017 as the first sports league controlled by fans. Now, all games are played at Pullman Yards in Atlanta, Georgia, and broadcasted on Twitch, NBC, LX, and Peacock. So, T.O. is going to play fan control football. It's also said that he is likely to join the Zappers team alongside former NFL QB Johnny Manziel, who recently announced his return for fan control football for his second season. So, Johnny Manziel has already got one season on his belt, and is expected to come back. Now, in other NFL news, running back Frank Gore. Yeah, he's headed back to the Bay Area for one last time, but not to play. Gore announced that he will sign a one-day contract with the Niners to officially retire 49er. Of course, that's the right thing to do. I think he should have never been gone from the 49ers, but the NFL is a business and things happen where you have to move on. But it's good that he got a chance to come back and sign a one-day contract and retire as a 49er. Now, Gore is the NFL's third all-time leading rusher with over 16,000 yards. He also had stints with the Colts, the Dolphins, the Bills, and, of course, my New York Jets. Yeah, that's right. Congrats to my man. Congrats to him on an outstanding career, man. This man was a hard-running ball player, man. This guy could run the football. All right, on Saturday, this past Saturday, NCAA men's action in basketball. Kansas defeated Villanova by the score of 81-65. And, of course, that was a good game. I watched some of that game, and the thing with that, Kansas came out. I'm talking about they came out on fire. They had jumped up, I think it was 10-0 at one point. And Villanova tried to fight back, but it wasn't good enough. Kansas defeated them, and, of course, they're moving on to the championship game against, North Carolina. That's right, North Carolina defeated Duke last night. Was Saturday night. That was a big game. It was a good game, back and forth. Could have went either way, but hey, North Carolina pulled the upset. Coach K, man, this was his last run on an outstanding career, man. This guy been in there coaching the Blue Devils for like 42 years. What a hell of a legacy. I hate he had to go out on a losing note, but hey, that's how it is sometimes, man. 42 years coaching the Blue Devils, man. But after the game, he had some comments after the game, and let's listen in on that.
The game, a hard-fought battle, back and forth, no surprise. Ultimately, you fall short. What did it come down to?
Well, I Love really made some big buckets. And, obviously, we'd like to hit our free throws. And, Mark not being able, he was never in in the game. And our guys fought. You know, they're really good. They're really good. They're experienced, and they hit us with that onslaught of threes, and it looked like we were going to get blown out of the dome. And then our guys came back, and we got that 1 point lead, and we fouled and we did foul, but you got to play defense and make them shoot the ball, and then you got to put some free throws in, and that put some game pressure on them. But congratulations to them. They've had they played an outstanding game. I thought both teams played their hearts out, and it's an emotional win and it's an emotional loss.
Yeah, man. Congrats, though, to North Carolina on that victory against the Duke Blue Devils. Hated to see Coach K go out like that, but, hey, this man got enough championships on his belt. Championship game will be Monday night. That's right. Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Kansas versus the North Carolina Tar Heels. So that's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a great game. Can't wait to see that one. All right. Major League Baseball, of course, they're still in the preseason. After they ended the lockout back on March 17th, owners and players, they finally came to an agreement about the lockout. So, opening day will be April 7th. Major League Baseball will be back in full effect. I actually talked to my homie Marcus Timms, my homeboy, back a couple of days ago, about a week ago, just to chop it up with him, see how things was going, and wishing them well on the upcoming baseball season. So, baseball is back. We'll be back in full effect. Regular season play April 7th. All right, y'all, we're about to go to break, and we're going to come back. You already know. We're talking about the slap. Yeah, Will Smith, Chris Rock, the Oscars. We'll have that right after the break, y'all. Stay tuned.
Check out our dad,
the mastermind behind the mic,
the podcast on each week for a new episode
of The Solo Show, available on Spreaker and all your favorite platforms.
It's so dope.
Back with more of the Jock Johnson Podcast Solo Show.
All right, y'all. We are back. More of the Jock Johnson Podcast. It's a solo show. All right. We're talking the slap. Yeah, the slap. I know everybody's been talking about it this past week. And we're talking about the Oscars, of course. The reason why that slap occurred. I was blown away by it. I was blown away once I saw that it wasn't an act. I didn't even know about the slap because when I caught the Oscars, it was like during the time Will was actually receiving his award, his Oscar. That's when I caught it. I actually forgot about it. And I had a friend that hit me up and asked me, was I watching the Oscars? And I told him, yeah, I'm watching. Actually, I'm looking at Will right now on stage, man. Receiving his Oscars and all. And he was like, no, man, did you see the other part before that? I was like, no. So he actually sent me a clip over to my phone, and I checked it out. I'm like, whoa. But then when I saw that, I actually thought it was just a part of the show. I thought it was an act. Until I saw Will screaming on stage. Yeah, he was screaming up on stage at Chris Rock. So I knew then that, yeah, this is got to be real. So I actually went over to Instagram, and when I did, I saw all these posts from that, and I knew then it wasn't an act. I was pretty much blown away by it, but I thought it was funny. I did think it was funny in the beginning because I thought it was an act. I actually thought it was an act. I thought it was an act. It blew me away. And man, when Will walked up there, just to reiterate on, when Will walked up on that stage, man, and it was actually, I saw actually it was an actual slap. Man, Chris took it on the chin. He did. He really took it on the chin. He held his composure. And I'm like, man, anybody else, they would have really reacted. But I got to give it to Chris Rock, man. Chris Rock held his composure on that. He didn't get out of the way. He didn't go out of the way. And my thing was, I know it's the Oscars, and we have comedians from time to time, maybe being a part of the awards and all that. And comedians are going to be comedians. Now, I remember as Chris was coming out, he came out, and he was talking, and he looked over at Jada, and he told Jada, before he even started, he said, "Now, Jada, I love you." I remember that. And proceeded to, go on with the G.I. Jane thing. And Will was actually sitting down there in the audience laughing. Until, I guess, he looked over at Jada. She gave him that side eye and hit the button on the remote for him to get his ass up on stage and do what he's supposed to do. Which was crazy, man. This was a joke. But he went up on stage, and then he actually casually turned around and walked away as if, hey, I'm Will Smith. I'm Mike Lowry. That's what I do. But me personally, man slapped me. You guys would have saw the first 80-yard football field goal kick in Oscar history. Because I'd have kicked him so high, he'd have been needing air traffic control to help land him. That was crazy, man. And so I saw all the memes and all that shit. And I actually made a meme myself. I actually had a meme where Will's had, after he slapped him, as his hand was turned around, I had Chris's face in the meme on Will's hand with the facial expression in his hand as if he slapped his face off. And later on, I thought about that. This shit is not funny, man. Just to think about it. It's something this man got to carry around for the rest of his life. Everybody was on Will. Like he was the victim. Chris was the victim. He was actually assaulted on stage. So I hate it turned out like that, man, because this man at the height, especially Will, this was your night, guy. This was your night. You won the Oscar, man. You won an Oscar for the best actor in a leading role. Man, I know you've had a lot of time to think about that. And it's sad, man. I hate that. And I like Will Smith. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have nothing against Will Smith. Only thing I got against him that he made that bad move. He shouldn't have done that. That's just like comics do what comics do. That's just like if you go to a comedy show and you sitting down in the front row, and if you got some outlandish stuff on or something that's really noticeable, and a comic, you sitting right there close by, and 9 times out of 10, a comic gonna see that shit. Especially when you got people like your Martin Lawrences and your Corey Holcombs and all those cats, man. They would pick you out the crowd. And they will crack on you. But that's just a part of comedy. So what are you going to do? You going to, somebody get on you, a comic get on you and start jumping on your case, riding you, but it's just a joke. What are you going to do? You going to get up out of the audience and walk up on stage in trial? No, I don't think so. My opinion, I don't think so. Because you know what you're in for when you came to the comedy show. What are the chances of you getting picked out of the crowd and they cracking on you? There's a chance that could happen. So yeah, if I'm going to a comedy show, I think I want to sit way back. If I don't want to get picked on. I'm not going to have any outlandish shit on that's going to draw the attention to a comic. And by the way, I love comedy. I love comedy. Just to think back on this, man, like my man Will Packer, his opportunity to run the Oscars pretty much, man, this year. And for him to employ an all-black production team. First time in Oscars history. I can't even imagine what was going through his mind. But this week, he was on Good Morning America. He was on there. And we're just going to listen in and a little bit what he had to say about that. Check this out.
I saw Will yelling at the stage with such vitriol. My heart dropped. And I just remember thinking, oh no, not like this. And Chris was keeping his head when everybody else was losing theirs. But my heart at that point was just in my stomach because of everything about it and what it represented and what it looked like and who was involved. All of that was just, I've never felt so immediately devastated.
Man. And I can't even imagine, man, what this man was thinking. One of the biggest stage, man. And this happened. It was to the point where I saw on some of the clips, Denzel, Tyler Perry, I think it was Tyler Perry trying to hold Will back, trying to calm him down and talk to him and all. Yeah. That was crazy. I never thought a thing like this would ever happen. Caught everybody off guard. And what people think, man, people was thinking like, this can't be real. This can't be real. It can't be. So when Will went up to receive the award, he apologized to everybody in the audience, and of course all of those that were watching. But he didn't apologize to Chris. And I think Chris should have been the first person he apologized to. It was shocking. And he's had a lot of time to think about it. He really feels like a fool now. And I hear a lot of people say, yeah, it's Jada. Jada is the fault of all that. Yeah, when he looked over there and saw that side eye, he immediately changed. He let the devil get in the way, as Denzel said. So, a couple days later, he waited a day or two before he apologized to Chris. It was crazy, man. I think he should have apologized the same night, but he did offer an apology, and I think that's mainly because of the pressure. He's getting behind all this. And actually, I have the apology statement here, man, and it goes on to say that Will's apology says that violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Oscars was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. That you did. Now, it goes on to say that I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line, and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy and the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior was stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. So he came out and apologized about it. And like I said, I think it was due to a lot of the pressure, man, because there's been a lot of pressure on this thing hadn't been stopped talked about. I mean, every day I'm hearing this shit every day. You turn on the news, it's on the news every day. And what this does to your legacy, man, you stained it. You did. I hate you made a bad move like that. It's hard to rebound from shit like that. You know, every time you do something or do something in a great way or try to win another award or anything, man, this shit's going to come up. Just like the thing with Michael Vick, with the dog fighting thing. This man has turned his life around and doing some good things, and they still hold that shit over his head. He's done time for it and all, and it's still being brought up from time to time. So this is not going to go away. It's not. Now, this past Friday, Will actually resigned from the Academy of Motion Pictures and Art and Science. He also said that he would accept any further consequences from the board that deems appropriate. Now, the president, David Rubin of the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Science, said in a statement that the organization had received and accepted Smith's immediate resignation. Now, the next board meeting is scheduled for April 18th. Disciplinary action, by the Academy include suspension or expulsion. Now, Smith resigning will no longer be able to vote on an Oscar nominated movies and performances each year. His work, however, will still be eligible for future Oscars considerations and nominations. Now, the chances are you winning again, man, is like, 0 to none. 0 to 0, whatever you want to fucking call it, man. 0 to 1,000,000 or whatever. I hate that. I hate you messed yourself up, man. And of course, I hate it for Chris, man. I hate it for him. Chris has been rather kind of quiet about it. And his ticket sales have actually gone through the roof for his comedy shows. Man, he had a performance in Boston a couple nights ago. It was sold out. I think he had a show in Atlantic City also. I think tickets was like running $550. And some people were saying that you couldn't find nothing under $800, man, for some of his comedy shows. So his shows are ticket prices have gone through the roof behind all this. And I know he's going to come a time when he finally is going to talk about that. He may do just a comedy series where he probably come out and talk about all that. But yeah, I can't even imagine what he felt, man. I probably couldn't even sleep that night. I probably couldn't even sleep for a while behind that shit, knowing the guy slapped me, and the world saw it. I'm not talking about a few 100,000 people. I'm talking about the world saw this shit. This shit was global. That was a hell of a slap, man. Yeah. I mean, you go to social media, they got all kinds of angles of it. Of course, they still got memes out here. I don't find it funny anymore. And I'm not going to do that shit anymore. This man held his composure. He really did. Chris' brother, man, Tony, definitely was pissed off about it. Of course, you know, your sibling, man, something like that happened. And of course, Tony Rock is Chris Rock's younger brother. He actually blasted Will Smith this past Friday night at the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina, as a part of his No Remorse comedy tour. He actually said that if you think you're going to walk up on this stage, this ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands. Sound like some shit I'll say. We're going to pop the rest of the year. Every time you see me do a show, pop, Tony cracked. You're going to hit my motherfucking brother because your bitch gave you a side eye. Yeah, there was some strong words from Tony Rock. And of course, I can imagine how he feels. You know, it's your brother, man. You know how we are, man. Anybody mess with a sibling, hey, you ready to go. You're ready to go. I've heard people say, I bet there was Tupac, he wouldn't have did that. You're right. You're totally right. But yeah, I hate this all went down like this, man. It's not gonna go away. It might ease down a little while, but it's not going away. This is something that's gonna be with you for the rest of your life. Every time an Oscars come on, it's more than likely they're gonna go back in time and bring up this incident. Now, actor Jim Carrey, he would sue his ass for $200 million. Me personally, I probably would too, because you would pay for that slap. You wouldn't get away with that slap. But Chris, he don't want to do anything. You know, the police actually came while they was there and said they could arrest Will on assault. And Chris decided he's like, no. So he got all he was lucky as fuck. He was lucky. And I've also heard that you know, he did that shit because it was Chris. You know, Chris is not known for that, you know, that being a type violent guy and all that. You know, but my thing is, if it had been anybody else, oh yeah, it'd have been on. It'd have been on. I actually watched Shannon Sharp this past week saying that he would have to come out his tux if that had been him. So Unc was on it. Yeah. So you've had all this time to think. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Actually, was it April 18th? They're going to make a decision about the situation. So he's got the April 18th for the disciplinary actions to be handed down. And I think he played smart by resigning from the academy, so he can be still considered, in some of the nominations for future Oscars. I think he kind of played smart on that shit. But those are the things we seeing in 2022. We're seeing that in 2022. As I was saying, man, I never could imagine this thing going on like it's going on, the way it went on. I'm just hoping that Chris be okay, continue to be okay. I'm knowing he's long as he's on stage doing his thing, he's fine. I think that's some shit, man, I probably wouldn't want to hear every time you step out somewhere, man. Somebody's going to want to question you about that shit. Out of respect, it's the vape, y'all. Out of respect, I wouldn't even say anything to him about that shit. He's dealing with enough. It's an embarrassment. That shit was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Will Parker, for Will Parker also, like I said, this man had an all-black production crew. First time, man, in Oscar history. That's been done. Yeah. It's the vape, y'all. But yeah, Jada. Jada, I think engineered that shit. She really engineered it. Because Will was sitting down there laughing. He was sitting down there laughing, and all of a sudden that switch turned on. And he took off. Yeah. So, what's next? Because about a day or so ago, I think Jada made a post on Instagram. She made an Instagram post, and what it says is that she said, "This is a season for healing, and I'm here for it." I'm here for it. Really, you the cause of that shit. You the cause of it. You the cause of that shit. Now this man's legacy is pretty much ruined behind that, because that's always going to be there. There's going to be that stain that's going to be there. It's going to be that stain. Always going to be there. Yeah. Now Denzel, man, actually had some thoughts on that situation. He actually had some things to say, because he spoke this past Saturday at Bishop T.D. Jakes International Leadership Summit. And let's hear what he had to say.
When the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of him, that circumstance. I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I know the only solution was prayer. I don't want to say what we talked about, but there but for the grace of God, go any of us. When the devil...
Yeah, Denzel was at Bishop T.D. Jakes' Leadership Summit this past Saturday, and he spoke on it too a little bit. I know that caught him off guard. He actually was pretty upset about it too, But as he was saying, man, the devil got in the way. Let the devil get in. And the devil showed his face. And, yeah. Look what happened. Look what happened. So, yeah, I hope things get better for both parties. Chris especially. Some people say Will needs some help. I think so too. He's definitely gonna need some help. Got too much going on. This man probably has been dealing with a lot of stuff, been stressing out for the last 20-some years with Jada. Just saying, that's just my thoughts. I just hate it went down that way because I think it could have went down. It could have went out differently. He could have actually waited, or actually when he did walk up on stage, he could have whispered to him and told him, "Man, I appreciate if you didn't do that," because from my understanding, Chris didn't know that Jada was suffering from a condition. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Now, so. And I know it's a lot of other people said the same thing, that they didn't know she was suffering from alopecia. Yeah. They thought maybe she was just doing something different, Because hell, I didn't know neither. But I wish it could have been done differently. I wish, like I said, he went up on stage, he could have whispered, he could have waited till after the ceremony, everything was over, and man, and went to him and talked to him about it and tell him, rather than to go up on stage and did what he did and ruin himself, ruin his legacy doing that kind of shit. Yeah, man, I hate that. Yeah. So I hope these guys, hope Chris will get it together. And of course, Chris, keep doing your thing, keep your head up, brother. Keep doing your comedy. I know some say, man, comedy, you can't do that all the time, picking with people and doing all that. Man, it's comedy, okay? It's comedy. It's just like if I joke on somebody or crack on somebody and they crack back on me and get me good, man, I can't get mad about that, because you ought to be able to take what you dish out. And if you can't do that shit, you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be doing that shit at all. So, yeah. I think Will would have never got up if he hadn't looked over at Jada and she side-eyed him like she did. I don't think he would have got up, because actually he was laughing about the shit. He was laughing. I don't think he would have got up. And I know the man said he's been going through a lot of emotional stuff, so now, you never know. I just wish the best for both parties, and man, try to fight through it. It's gonna be hard though. It's gonna be hard. Situation like that. It's gonna be hard. Yeah. Man, it's been a great show. Like I said before, man, check me out on 216 The Blend on Tuesdays from 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, check me out. Check me out at 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Eastern too. Also, I almost forgot about that. For any guests that want to be a part of the Jock Johnson podcast, the solo show, or have any questions or comments, hit me up on IG at The Real Jock Johnson. Also, check me out on Facebook at Jock Johnson. You can also hit me up on my email at jockjpodcast@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Love to get you on your show. All right, y'all. That's about going to wrap it up for the mastermind behind the mic, the podcast Unc. Always remember, do what you love what you do. I'm out, y'all.